I have to say, this guitar is probably one of the coolest heirlooms I have ever seen. Look at this animation. This is crazy. As somebody who plays a guitar, not very well, oh my gosh, it is the coolest heirloom to date. Even though I'm a fan of the Watson one, I know I'm weird for that, but listen, we all have to agree, like, this is sick. This is insane. All right, so let's get into some of the quick patch notes. All right, so now we're going to discuss, after we saw that awesome heirloom, is discuss some of the patch notes that are coming. The biggest thing as well is that the 3030 and RE45 are going into the crafter. The Mozambique and the Nemesis are returning to the floor. It's crazy. The Nemesis returning back is going to be pretty scary, to be honest. They lowered the autoplay difficulty for orientation matches. That's for new players. It's going to be interesting to see. And they distributed the pockets of high-tier armor within POIs into the global loophole. Now, here's an interesting one, is that the Nemesis was nerfed. The damage was reduced to 16 and was 17. Also, the ADS recoil increased. Don't worry when this releases. This is coming on Tuesday of this coming week. We're going to make videos on this because I'm generally curious about how all this plays out. Because even Fuse, Knuckle Cluster deployment speed is increased, making him more oppressive. As well, a massive nerf to Horizon. I call this a massive nerf. Gravity lift, the weapon accuracy decreased while in lift, even more spread. Now, the vertical lift speed was reduced by 20%, so if you have an issue already getting beamed off of it, it's going to be even worse, ladies and gentlemen, at this point. Now, the hover time at the top of the lift as well was reduced to 0.5, meaning you can't just sit up there. You have to make a very fast decision. Rampart amped cover placement time reduced to 2 seconds. It was 3, but there's a bit to compensate here because now you remain in place after a deployment wall. Revenant also has been nerfed. There's a lot of quality of life changes down below I want to cover as well. They reduced the time extension from knocks to 5 seconds, which was 10. The extra damage to the shroud will bleed over, so thank you so much for that. It used to trigger me beyond belief. It makes this effective health pull just too massive. Also, Shadow Pounce slightly increased Pounce angle compensation when looking at the ground. Now, the map World's Edge After Dark has added as an LTM. We're going to discuss that in a minute. Now, Ranked had a hot fix on September 6th, and I didn't even notice what this was. They guarantee a percentage per kill elimination bonus has been increased across all skill levels. I haven't really felt this. Maybe it is there. I don't know. The point disparity between teammates of vastly different skill has also been reduced. I don't know. I still need to keep playing. Now, these changes, I read through them, and I'm reading through them again. I didn't see anything crazy here. Looks like more, it says bug fixes. I didn't know if any specific bug really stuck out to me per se, but it's definitely here on screen, and I'm going to keep moving onwards. So for the Legends, also Crypto will get kicked out of his drone when he's silenced. Vantage Spotter Lens is restored on the firing range. Valkyrie's Bladed Descent no longer stutters visually. Wraith no longer gets stuck when meleeed while using Into the Light finisher. So there's a few things. I think the biggest ones are Revenant, which is why I'm going to focus on these. Forge Shadow damage to the Shroud now contributes to damage, stats, and Evo points. This is big. Sometimes you'll get in a fight with Revenant, you look at your teammates and be like, wow, your damage was really bad. And it really wasn't. They just didn't get a chance to get damage in because, they're shooting through the Revenant ult. Friendly Arc Stars and Knuckle Clusters no longer stick to the Shroud. Okay, so that's a give and take a little there. Mad Maggie's Warlord's Ire now highlights Revenant when you hit his Shroud. That's a good change. As well as Vantage Sniper Mark now applies when you hit his Shroud. I think that's good as well. That's, those should apply. Stun effects now apply when his ultimate is active. I felt like they should have applied already, but here we are. No longer gets stuck in Shadow Pounce when activating the ability before landing from dropship. They resolved the animation canceling when using Shadow Pounce that allowed you to draw weapons early, so that's a bit of a nerf for people who are utilizing that. They restored a highlight from Assassin's Instinct, showing up in cases when enemies are visible but partially obstructed. Now, they stopped the Shadow Pounce automatically deploying after climbing a ledge as well. So we're going to have to take a look at that when it releases to see how that really works. Some more quality of life changes. One of the ones that stuck out to me was the firing range supply boxes now sort by weapon type, as well as the lowest black market as well. Source weapons by type for easier access. Now, we're all creatures of habit, so this one's going to be, it's going to feel a little weird. It's going to be a little awkward, I'm going to say. This is a note on regional voice actors who recently had to update some of our regional voice actors. You may continue to hear updated voice lines as more Legends require updates over the coming season and patches. We appreciate and thank all our regional voice actors, both new and old, for being a part of Apex Legends. And then Subject Nessie. I have no idea what that means. Probably an Easter egg. Something with Watson, which I'm excited about. That actually gets me pumped. Now, let's talk about some of the highlights that are coming as well. They have this limited time mode where you throw this shell or, a Revenant skull from what it looks like, a Rev shell. And if you can shoot it and you take damage, kind of like a Mario Kart with blue shell effect. kind of this LTM fun. I think it's funny how they called it Living Shell Trios, because that's what it reminds me of. Now, World's Edge After Dark, this is an LTM, so don't take the skybox and change for face value as it's going to be permanent, but it is change, which is pretty cool. It's going to be interesting to see, you know, World's Edge in a whole new light, no pun intended at all. We see some of the collection event of items. You know, this is Fuse, which is awesome. Bloodhound looks very nice. I really like that as well. Ash skin looks awesome. My favorite is the one that's coming up, which is Bangalore. I think this skin, you know, especially because it's a dark skin, it's really good because you're going to be able to hide in shadows. I mean, you'll be like Creature of the Night, essentially. Gibby skin is also really good. And yeah, really good skins across the board there. We already covered the Heirloom at the very start of the video. There's a Mad Maggie skin at the very end here, as well as some trinkets, and everything looks really great. I dig it. I think this is all fantastic. I'm pretty pumped. You know, this is a midway small update, but it actually feels pretty healthy, and I'm really excited for it. So guys, on this coming Tuesday, we're going to cover the Heirloom. We're going to showcase as many animations as possible. So stay tuned. Be sure to stay subscribed, as well as we're going to be posting about those Horizon changes, Fuse, buff, and everything. I want to see how it actually plays out and see how dramatic that feels. So be sure to check out those videos this coming Tuesday. We'll also be streaming live on the Sword Apex channel, playing some Apex Legends as soon as this event hits, so I want you to stay tuned for that. I'll update the description with that live stream once we schedule it. So I appreciate all of you guys for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment again, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.